news and bad news. 4 steps. Still 4 steps. So step 1. Distributed property. Step 2. Like terms. Step 3. Step 4. New. Same 4 steps, but with fractions. Dun, dun, dun. Some good news with the fraction ones. We're still going to check for all 4 steps, but they're not always going to be there. So when we look at the first box, do you see any spot that we can distribute? That?
No.
Right! No! Yay! Skip this step. Yes, this problem just got easier. Do you see any spots where we can do like terms? Awesome! Do we see any spots where we can add or subtract?
Yeah.
Yes. Which one should we do?
Add 6 to each side.
Excellent, Bryn. Add 6. I don't think I've been doing this enough, so you probably haven't been doing it enough either. If you have -6 and +6, how many 6s are left? Right. So you can literally cross that off if it helps your brain to realize those numbers are not there anymore. What is still on the left? And then on the right, 22 plus 6.
20.
Okay. Anyone want to ask for help so far? Preston?
What do you divide by?
Yes. So add and subtract. We did that one. Check. Multiply and divide is our last step. So this gets a little tricky because of the fraction that's here, but there's still a multiply that hides in there. So our step is still to divide. Again, I sometimes forget to cross that out. If it helps you to cross it out to realize only n is left, then do that. I don't know if you noticed, but our checkbox turned into a thought box. We need somewhere to think about this, and I vote you do it right to the side. I am trying to think and remember 28 divided by 2/3. Maddie?
Would we add a 1 to the bottom?
Good thinking. And then, Bryn.
Can we put 2/3 as a decimal?
You know, it would be nice if we could, but 2/3 as a decimal is 0.666666666666666. I totally get what you're saying. Not as nice for 2/3. Dividing, anybody remember, Maddie?
Do you divide from left to right?
You're very close.
Or is it diagonal?
That's for proportion.
Oh.
Anybody have their green notes that they could flip back to? In our green notes, it says something about dividing. Drake, I thought you had them for a second.
No.
Nobody?
I threw mine away on accident.
Yeah.
Is it chapter 5? It is times 5. Actually, they must be laying on my bedroom floor. So, what are we doing?
Divide fraction. Look at those beautiful filled in notes.
Got it. Keep it, switch it, flip it.
Yay, Allison, thank you for saving us. Keep it. Switch it. Nice, Maddie. Multiply. Flip it. And then actually there's two types of people. Some people like to simplify first. Some people like to simplify last. No matter which type you are, we're going to all get the same answer here in a moment. The people who simplify first might simplify the 2 and the 28. And then multiply straight across. Or you might multiply straight across first, and then divide. That thought box is filling up, isn't it? What'd we get? Maddie?
I got 42 over 1.
Why is that one under there anyway?
That just means that it's full. There's 42 rows.
Right, that just means it's a whole number. So our mystery number n is 42. Question. Maddie?
Do you have to do check anymore or no?
That's a very, very, very good question. It's more of a, do I need to, do I think my answer makes sense, or I'm pretty confident in this one. I would love for everyone to check every time, but I also need them to do a thought box, and they just won't do it all. How's that for an answer? Isabel?
The thing beep, does that mean stop recording?
No, that's a different beep. Usually that's the beep if someone raises their hand on my Chromebook. Oh, but I'm not on my Chromebook. So, I don't know what that beep is. Just lots of beeps around here. Next one. Do we see a spot to distribute?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you saw it. Yes. You know what that means? We're learning things. Yes. Two-thirds times 1 with an M. 2/3 times 6. I better go over here. How do I multiply a fraction? Isabel.
You put a 1 under that, so you multiply straight across.
Multiplying is the friendliest one. She's right. 12 over 3, which I could call 4. Okay. Minus 4. Distribute. Check. Like terms?
No.
Not this time. Yay, less work. Add or subtract? Add 4. Layton.
Would you cross out the 4?
Thank you. My brain kind of ignores them, but I think I should be crossing them out more for you. Good eye. room full of magical noises around here. 3 plus 4.
7.
Add or subtract. Check. Multiply or divide. Maddie.
Divided by 2.
Just Emma's left. Gotta go over here again. 7 divided by 2/3. Clayton.
Would you keep it switch it?
Good memory. Can I also put a 1 here? Okay. 7 over 1 stays. Switch to multiply. Flip 2 over 3. Bryn.
3/14.
Multiply straight across. I think you forgot to flip it. Layton.
Oh, no. Wait. 21 on the top and then 2 on the bottom.
Nice. So now I have 2 choices. I can make that a mixed number or a decimal. Maddie.
The mixed number would be 10.5.
Sure would be. If you have a decimal, that would be
10.5.
10.5.
How would it be 10.5?
Thanks for asking. 2 fits into 21 10 times, which is 20. So we're 1 out of 2 away. Slowly getting better. 2 down, 2 to go. Distributing.
No.
Not this time. Like terms.
No.
Not this time. Add or subtract.
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 2.
2. Are we ready? Allison?
Do we have to make it 2 over 1?
Eventually. I usually do that part in my fact box on the side. Don't need those 2's on the left anymore. Uh-oh. Three fourths minus 2. Annie,
Should you write it as an improper fraction?
tell me more.
Like, so, do 8 out of 4?
Oh, I know what she's saying. Do you know what she's saying?
No.
For subtracting a fraction?
Mm-mm.
She wants to make this. Why?
Common denominator.
Yes, Mason! Woo! We can't subtract if they don't have the same denominator. So, Maddie says 3 fourths minus 8 fourths. Mason says because we need a common denominator, people. We didn't even have to look at our notes, Mason. Nice job. Subtract the top.
Negative 5.
-5. Keep the bottom. And I think you should leave it improper for a minute because we're not done and we just have to flip it back again anyway.
Yeah, how's that improper?
Oh, 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So how's that improper because -5 is smaller than 4?
You're right. it really is this. But I'm usually telling you to put the negative on top. So it means you went backwards from 0, 1, and a little bit more. The whole thing is backwards. Does that make sense? Negative 5/4. Well, negative 4/4 is 1. So that would be backwards 1, and then a tiny bit more for the extra 4.
How is it in India?
Kind of. Because I had 3/4, and then I had to go back 8.
Oh, I thought that was just a subtraction.
Yep, and subtracting and negative both go left on the number line. This is temporarily right here, because we just did all of that subtraction. Woo! That was a lot of subtraction. Last step. Maddie.
Divide 2 plus.
Back over here again. This is a lot of facts in my head. How do I divide? Isabel.
You can switch it, flip it, and then you'll actually get a proper fraction, improper fraction, 1/8. Oh, yeah.
There is going to be a 1/8. You just need your whole number.
Oh, yeah.
How many 8s fit into 25?
3.
Right. And here's your 1/8, Isabel. You're on the right track. And that negative goes in front. The steps itself aren't necessarily hard. It's remembering, okay, common denominator. Okay, keep it, switch it, flip it. Okay, multiply straight across. That's the tricky part. One more. Don't give up on me. Does anybody need jumping jacks or anything? Blood flowing?
Sleep.
No sleeping. That one you can't do. Hop I almost said hop on spot. Hop in place. Jumping jacks. Distribute.
Mm-hmm.
Preston says yes. Don't give up. Don't give up. Five eighths times 4. Don't give up. You can do it. How do I multiply? Come on. You can do it.
Put a 1 on the bottom.
And then,
Keep it
not for multiply,
go across.
straight across. I think you could simplify that a little bit, but I don't think you should make it a mixed number yet. Because you'll just have to make it improper. Mandy, what'd you write?
10/4.
That's a good idea. She just divided by 2. Like terms?
No.
Not this time. Add or subtract?
Um,
Add on both sides. Two plus 10/4. Good news, it's coming back to us. We need something special for adding. Maddie?
Common denominators.
It is hard. 8 plus 10,
18.
keep the bottom. You could simplify a little bit, but I wouldn't make it a mixed number yet. You could put
9/2.
nice. Last step, very last step. Multiply or divide.
Divide.
This is like the third thought that I needed. How do we divide? Keep, switch, flip. Two types of people. Some people want to simplify right now. Other people would rather wait till the end. Did you do one or the other? How many 10s fit into 72? What's left? 2 10ths, which is also called 1/5. Who wants to ask for help? Good night. This?
Yeah.
Yes, that should have worked. Then you'd have a common denominator of 2 instead of 4. Okay. So